Let's get started.
Sorry I'm late, guys.
It's fine, we're just starting. Welcome to Superheroes Anonymous. For many of you, it's your second.
I can move things with my mind if I focus on them. It's not really like I'm controlling that thing, but we're all made up of energy, so it's almost like we're cooperating together. When I'm moving something, we're at an agreement, basically. I'm a lazy person, so if I'm sitting down, I don't want to get up. I can bring things to me. I eat a lot of food, so I like to force things in my mouth. Volleyball's probably the biggest thing. Ever since I got my powers, it's become like a ridiculously amount easier. Mostly because I cheat and I'm controlling the ball the entire time. But nobody needs to know that. I don't tell anybody that. I also prank people a lot. Like everywhere I go, actually, I go to like grocery stores and I move people's carts away from them. Like especially when the teacher's talking, I always like to mess with the teacher. Or people that I hate. I just hate a lot of people. I don't have too many problems. I guess the biggest problem I could say I have is that I haven't mastered my powers yet. And all these guys seem to have done that already, so I need to figure out how to do that. How I got my powers? Wow. Well, in the womb, when I was in the womb, they would give my mother small doses of LSD, the drug. Yeah. It was part of a secret, intelligent experiment program called MK Ultra. So when I came out the womb, I was able to move things with my mind.
Riley, I got a set of keys here. Do you think you could take them from my hand to your hand without physically touching them?
We're not doing keys.
How about a wallet?
I guess I could give it a try.
I don't like talking much.
You think you can maybe tell us how you got your powers? Nothing?
Yeah, I guess so. Back in October 21st when I was 11, I woke up and tried to give my mom a hug, but I broke her back into 1,000 pieces. She died. My dad didn't care much. He was off in Oklahoma with some middle class hooker. Ever since then, I've just had abnormal strength. I can basically do anything with my body and break anything. And that's why I came here today, because I break everything that I touch.
We couldn't really hear what you said. The mask was in the way. Could you take it off, please?
What's a day like? An average day like for a guy with superpowers?
I start my mornings off by meditating for an hour and a half. I like listening to music, playing with my dog, and taking walks on the beach. I like breaking people too, when they're bad to other people.
My name's Troy. I have super speed. I use it mostly to edit videos faster, which is something I enjoy doing. And also, I can play video games way faster now. I can interpret everything in the frame at 1,000,000 frames per second, so I have a high advantage over anyone else playing Fortnite. So, pros are like I can obviously do everything faster, you know, it just makes life a lot more simpler. But the cons are I have shin splints now, and my shins just constantly hurt, and I can't go a day without icing them, so that's a problem. Yeah, whenever I drive anywhere, I feel like I'm going at the pace of a snail, actually, because I feel like everything around me is just moving so much slower, so I just usually get out of my car and start running, and just leave my car wherever it is, and I'll be back in 2 seconds anyways, so it doesn't really matter where I park. Well, I've visited actually everywhere, because I can go anywhere I want in a matter of seconds. The pyramids were cool, though. It was kind of just a lot of sand. I don't know. It wasn't that much fun, but you know. I got my superpowers out of the womb, actually. I came out and I was kicking so fast that I instantly killed the doctor that was trying to carry me, so that's when we knew. Actually, I've lost the ability to sweat altogether with this new super speed ability, and I never sweat now. I'm always dry.
I'm Liz.
My superpower is invisibility. Okay, so the way I got my powers, it's a long story. So one time I went to the beach, right? And at the beach, there's like a bunch of rocks, right? And I took one, and I put it in my mouth.
Why exactly?
So I put the rock in my mouth, and I got sick. And then a couple weeks of that, I started realizing I was like transparent almost. And like, I thought I was just tripping out because, you know, the sick, but, you know, because I'm normal and people trip out. Yeah, so after a few weeks of being sick, I looked in the mirror one day and I looked kind of transparent. I didn't think much of it, but then a few days after that, I was completely invisible. Of me being invisible? Yeah. Pros of being invisible would be, I mean, I can get away with a lot of sneaky stuff, like stealing food. I could smack people's butts and they won't know who it is. I mean, sometimes when I'll sneeze, it'll make me turn invisible, or like if I'm invisible and I sneeze, it makes me go visible again. It's just, you know, technical difficulties of, you know, the common, you know.
I don't want you to know my name or gender.
What are your powers?
Time travel. I like to go see the dinosaurs. I use my time travel powers to go see all my favorite bands, like the Beatles, the Kinks. I saw Elvis one time, the Beach Boys, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Bob Dylan. I go back in time to when my dogs were puppies and play with them. Pros, everything. Cons, nothing.
My name is Maisie, and I don't really have a superpower per se. I mean, I have powers, but they're more like, it's more like an intelligence. It's not like a fancy schmancy power like these doofuses, you know. Could you explain to me what that is? Super intelligence. Super intelligence. I got it from the aliens. What do you mean, who were the aliens? Aliens, the ones up above? Well, I don't exactly use my powers for good or evil. I don't use it to help people. I just have the powers. I don't really use them at all, now that I'm thinking about it. I just mess with them. I find it my goal to mess with them. Yeah. The superheroes in there, they have such fancy talk, but they're all idiots. I just mess with them. I like to garden, but I don't really use my powers for it. I like animals a lot. I don't like humans too much. I still don't have a lot of friends. People think I'm rude. I don't really get it. I think I'm a nice person. I make weapons of mass destruction, and I sell them to the top dog villains of the world. National disasters happen, and it's like, who did that? I did. I helped them. So is there anything you're specifically proud of with your powers that you've done? Yeah. Do you remember those 2 buildings?
Alright guys, thanks for coming. I'll see you next week when we talk about psychics.